What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Civilization 5 mini-continents AI-only battle. Don't worry, I know there's another one that started up in the last few days, but we're not losing any love for this one. Hopefully you guys are still super entertained at the idea of having two at once now instead of just one. There should also be, I'm not sure of the precise order, either after this or just before this, there should have been a new Civ 6 TSL Let's Play coming out, so sure to maybe go check that out as well if you are interested. That would be quite fun. We'll probably be playing at a higher difficulty, probably Immortal. That's what I did the Ottomans as, so I imagine it'll be similar. I might be wrong, but I think it'll probably be Immortal or King at the very lowest, but it'll probably be Immortal. Is it Immortal? Maybe I'm getting that wrong. Maybe Emperor, sorry. I think Immortal's 7, isn't it? Emperor difficulty, I should say. Number 6. But Russia has declared war on France, which is not so much. Obviously, did Germany? No, Germany attacked Britain, sorry. And I think France did as well, right? That was a double war. A lot of people are at war with Britain. Obviously, France is at war with Rome too. But that's not gone so well for them so far. But we'll see. We'll keep an eye on it, but I wouldn't expect too much over there. What have we got here? The Inca. Okay, the Aztecs are trying this island. They're going after some of the most vulnerable, sort of easy to get to cities, but we'll see if they make some more progress in the future. But yeah, I don't think the Inca are just going to completely collapse, at least until the technology gets a little bit better. You know, planes and stuff would certainly help crossing this giant river. Not sure about this approach here, but there we go. I mean, this city is very much open for the taking if Brazil committed all their boats, because this is actually one of the wider sort of rivers. You can see there's like 2 tiles here, so there is some space actually for Brazil to come up this way and attack this city, get some boats around it. But obviously, you know, they're not doing that at the moment, and that's fine. North America's calmed down a little bit, obviously with the death of the US. The Shoshone and California still sort of just wasting each other's time. No real progress being made over there, sadly. What do we got over here? Korea. How are you doing? They are very peaceful at the moment, aren't they? I think, yeah, they're not at war with anybody. China's just chilling. They are at war with the Huns, but yeah, that was, I ended last episode, didn't I, mid-turn. Korea's at war with the Huns. I don't think too much will happen there, so don't worry. That broke out, I completely forgot. Yeah, last turn we ended in the middle of a turn, because I accidentally clicked next turn when I wasn't supposed to. Korea declaring war on the Huns was the big event, and yeah, I mean, it's not going to lead to too much. Obviously, Russia and Mongolia did peace out, and most of the lands up here is gone now. Russia are, I think, a secret contender, you know, but obviously they need to do something. They can't just sit here forever and hope. But at the moment, they are probably a definite for the top 10. But yeah, by the end, they will need to have done something. I don't think they can just sit behind the Huns forever. Germany, yeah, they're attacking Britain, so we've sort of gone full circle and completely avoided Africa. Someone's attacking Carthage. I think that is still Spain, yep. Not going too well. Carthage actually has good enough numbers here, I think, to defend themselves just fine. Spain has grabbed some more cities within their territory. So, you know, that's always a good move. Just fill up the gaps, and they're pretty good settlement here from Spain, because I think the Sioux and France were eyeing that up. I don't know where their settlers are now. The Aztec, there's an Aztec one here. I don't know, there's the Sioux settler. I don't know where the French one, it seems to have died or something. Maybe Britain caught it out in the open. I'm not sure, but it did look like quite a few civs were thinking about settling on this last little corner. But yeah, Spain just make sure that doesn't happen. What do we got out here? The Songhai, I don't know if the Congo, okay, the Congo must be attacking this. Yeah, they are at war, so that does make some sense. And Rhodesia v Burundi, not going too well so far. Well, so far they've had plenty of time, but it's not gone their way. And oh my goodness, this turn is taking a ridiculous amount of time. We might need to reevaluate how we do these. I'll have a think about it, but I'm not exactly sure where we're going to go. It is taking sort of 5 minutes a turn now, which is a bit concerning. But, you know, I guess turn 200 maybe isn't too far away. At 60, then that's still like 20 episodes. I don't know. We won't worry about that right now. I will figure something out, which normally means I won't, and then each time I record I'll complain about it. But what are we going to do? What are we going to do? We're busy people, you know. Egypt, looking really good. And they are at war with Mercuria, aren't they? But it's not really gone too well. I think they're pretty well evenly matched. So we'll see. It might take some time for this to lead to any success. Next turn. Songhai just entered the industrial era. I did see Britain were trying to get Iceland, and they may have a chance here. This boat's pretty low, though. I thought France was going to settle in Iceland Island as well, but it looks like that sort of ended. Any hopes? I don't know, maybe there was a settler there and it died or not, I can't remember. If France, yeah, they must be at war. Yeah, they are definitely at war with Britain. But it doesn't look like they've got enough to take Manchester. I think Germany will... Okay, France committing a bit more. There we go. They heard us. They can hear. They know. And now it's Germany's turn, so we'll see what they can do as well. Sadly, these boats are not really contributing too much. They need to come around here. And for some reason, despite being on a team by the look of it, France is not going to give Germany open borders. So it won't be easy, but we'll see. Germany came pretty close much earlier in the game. And for that reason, I think they'll be able to do it this time, just because they have better units. Obviously, Manchester's got a higher city defence, but with France's help as well, there's not really any excuses this time round, I'm afraid, for Germany not to get this. Germany also really need it. France, it's not as necessary. They, eventually have access to the rest of the British Isles if they really go for it. Whereas Germany, this is kind of like their last shot to escape without having to fight somebody big and scary. Rome has held everyone off pretty well, including the Huns, although that's a little bit of a, that's the boats finally arriving. That's a bit scary. Arabia v Babylon, it seems like both of them have burned out their units, but it looks like it does mean India will hold on to the city of Akkad here, and Rhodesia have grabbed the city in the Indonesian islands, and Siam pretty soon going to be joining them. Who is it? Oh wow, the Inca have arrived. Just off the coast of Australia, in sort of Micronesia. That's pretty cool. Good job. Good job, Inca. There's a lot of Inca-Australian trade and just exploration crossing the southern Pacific here. Siam's also pretty deep down this way. Rhodesia. Where is like the most isolated unit? Like where is just a unit completely out there in the middle of nowhere? This cargo ship's pretty out there, pretty far from the nearest units. It's a good few thousand miles. Maybe? I don't know. 1,000 miles. Is that a lot? Yeah, that must be more than 1,000 miles. I don't really know. This unit's pretty far out from like the nearest unit. Like who is just living that nightmare of just being miles out? This unit is definitely very far from anyone. Look how far all these other units are off the coast or just off the coast. I feel like if you're on these boats, you could still maybe see the mountains in the distance. I don't know the exact scale. Maybe not. This is quite far away actually, and obviously the mountains wouldn't be that big in real life. Maybe. I, again, don't know, actually. Mountains are pretty big, so who knows. But yeah, this unit, they definitely don't see anything for a very long way over the horizon in any direction. So they are very isolated. Up here, it's not so bad. I mean, these units can all sort of vaguely see each other in the distance. Probably not, again. This is small representation of a very massive distance, I would guess. So yeah, but they're much closer to other units, than elsewhere. I don't know what the Northern Pacific is like. Is there anyone who's pretty far? These guys are all sort of semi-close, but not really. And up here, there's just like boats everywhere. A little bit more populated. In terms of land units, there's not going to be any that are too isolated. These guys are just making their way through the jungle by themselves. Getting eaten by all those monsters that live there, the spiders, everything. They're not too far away from Australia, Australia's already infested New Guinea with giant spiders. I imagine New Guinea probably has as big of spiders as Australia, actually, to think of it. It's got rainforests, so that's a definite no-go for me. New Zealand, does New Zealand have like all the giant killer stuff that Australia has? I feel like New Zealand just has sheep. I don't know. New Zealand is like one of the 3 countries in the world that has more sheep than people, I think, or something like that. Pretty crazy. I think it's New Zealand, Wales, if you count that separately to England, and then Iceland. That was a fact I heard once. I don't know if that's changed. Maybe there's less sheep now. Maybe there's more people now. Who knows? But that at one point, I'm pretty sure that was true. So there you go. Knowledge of the day. France are making some progress here towards Manchester. I think France is going to have to do most of the work because of where Germany is. And I mean, Russia could always try and steal it as well. But I guess Germany's hope is Germany just needs to keep some units close by and hopefully steal it. But yeah, France will have to do most of the work, which means it might take a while because France obviously has to fight all the other units that are in the way as well by themselves, which is not as fun. Siam, what are you up to? Plenty of units, but nothing too exciting going on at the moment. I was really hoping for more out of these two. I think it's raining outside. That is so loud. Oh my goodness. But yeah, these two, I was expecting a lot more from this war, but it has just boiled down into nothing really. Not much going on. No cities falling. I think a lot of religious units in here. These great prophets maybe distracted us. We haven't even got to the architects yet. That is architects. Sorry, architects. That was mean of me. The archaeologists yet. We haven't got to them yet. When they just fill the map, that is always good times. You know, he's running slow right now. Just wait until we fill the map with like 5 million archaeologists. That should be one of the stats in the demographics at this point. How many archaeologists do you have? I think that is the better measure of economic success than any of these other factors. To be honest, I'm just throwing it out there. That might be a better way to judge these civs. Who knows? Khazar, I haven't really given you any camera time, so here you go. We're gonna get some time looking at you. What's going on? You got this city here in the south, 8 population, 9 up here, 13. They squeeze this one in. Very difficult to get to. Of course, this is usually that desert area that's sealed off by mountains when the map looks normal. See, now it's now lush with a nice big river flowing through it. But there you go. What is this? This city? That's quite a nice little spot. You know, a little river just cut off by a river. That's actually pretty cool. Like, it'd be nice to live here, I guess. Imagine this is quite a beautiful place to live. Just along this coast. There's not many wars anymore. You can sort of see all these other cities. The scary Hunnic Empire on the other side. The Koreans and Mongolians. It's a pretty cool place, I think. Maybe. That's something I used to ask. I haven't asked it for a while, I think, on an AI battle. But which country would you like to live in right now? If maybe let's say they're not all killed. Obviously, the ones that are dying, maybe not the best choice. But, you know, let's just think from a beauty perspective, an interesting, maybe culture perspective, as opposed to which civs are just absolutely dominating. Because, you know, if I wanted to stay alive, I'd probably pick the Sioux. But, you know, I'm sure these are all great places, although they're all autocratic or communist regimes. But, you know, you can take your pick, I guess. What do you prefer? Can go very far in either direction there. No democracies or freedom just yet. Maybe one of them will break the cycle. I love how we just have such a range of units within the same civ. Congo with riflemen and their pombo units. I mean, I understand why they keep the pombos, but even the trebuchets, a little bit dated at this point. And then they have Gatling guns as well. But fair enough. You know, it's a mix. Catch your enemy off guard. There is now some frigates down this giant Nile River 2.0. Yeah, Mercuria with a lot of frigates. Congo have got a couple. Oh, Australia, how'd you going to do them like that? You guys were trading, you were having a good time, and then boom, you just attacked the Inca, who actually was sending another settler. It just escaped as the Aztecs continued to push for this island. But yeah, Australia, I mean, should grab this island pretty easily and unopposed. So, yeah, I mean, this should be pretty easy for them. But we'll see. Rhodesia, any luck yet? As soon as they get planes, I feel like this will happen pretty quickly. But until then, it's still going to be pretty difficult. But maybe it will just be like unleashing the beast. Once they do get planes and artillery, they get through Burundi, the rest might be a piece of cake for them. And also better boats, because that's somewhere I feel that if they had frigates right now, they could just move up the coast, go after Ethiopia. They have one. But yeah, if they had a few of those, they could be making a lot more progress. But sadly, that's not really been the case so far. But we'll see. Hopefully something gets going for them. I'm starting to feel really bad. They're not doing that well in the new one either. So I don't know. But maybe they can have a good game at some point going forward. Surely. Right. How am I feeling today? 14:30. There we go. You get one more turn. It's going to take a while, but there we go. We'll go over the limit. I will press the stop on my timer. This will be the final turn of the episode. What is this? Okay, yeah, the Aztecs. Okay, that was not what I was expecting. The Aztecs grabbing this city pretty comfortably. They should probably hold on to that as well. I thought it was Australia, but no, they have not. They were not that quick. It's all good. What did I want to look at? I don't know. Let's see what the Sioux. The Sioux, okay, it looks like they're gearing up for maybe a war with the Shoshone, although at the moment they're trading with each other. Maybe going to stay a bit more friendly for longer. Uffizi completed by India. India, I have a lot of units now. Open borders with Siam, though, doesn't mean they'll, or suggest they won't be doing much with those units. The Khazar are also in a very well defended position. Korea with, I don't think turtle ships are that new. What did they replace? I always forget. Not privateers. I don't know what they replace. Not the Galeas. I'm guessing caravels. Just that's what they don't have around. That's like the sort of boat they would have right now. I'm guessing it's maybe a caravel replacement, unless it's even earlier. Yeah, I mean, that's the boat they don't have, right? If it's not privateer and frigate, I don't think it's more modern than privateers and frigates. So, and it's not a Galeas, so I'm assuming it is a caravel. I might be wrong, but more importantly, Korea does have artillery, which is, I think, again, the first we've seen of any civs to have that. Russia does have their Cossacks, though, which is the first cavalry unit we've seen, or cavalry equivalent unit. So they're all keeping up with each other. So we've seen some civs with Gatling guns. I don't know if the Sioux maybe had some and I missed it, but Russia was leading at tech a bit earlier. Don't know if Korea's maybe taken over that position right now. We'll see when it finally loads. But yeah, Attila is probably going to grab Constantinople, so good job. No, Russia's still leading. 62%. Korea leading for land and soldiers, and yeah, the Sioux still winning the top 4 categories. For now. The Huns should be able to get Constantinople. Spain not really making any progress against Carthage. How are the Congo doing? They came pretty close, but yeah, they're not going to get that city, sadly, for them. I want to see, are the Aztecs, they're probably not even going to hold this, actually. They're going to keep going, but not really feeling it. And Brazil aren't really making any progress either, so that's a shame. Anything else of interest? No, Rhodesia, we already knew about this. Siam did settle here, so there you go. They're still doing okay. Still doing their thing. Okay, there we go. The Sioux versus the Shoshone. That is pretty big. We'll definitely be seeing some fallout from that in the next episode. That is big. I'm guessing the Sioux are gonna, grind it out and win, but this is a much tougher challenge. Problem for the Shoshone is, if I look at the info addicts and give you the numbers, their numbers are going to be heavily infected by these boats that can't really play any role in this. So it's going to be more of a grind. I think the Shoshone will put up a better fight than the US did. The Sioux have cavalry as well now, just to note that. Don't want to give Russia all the credit there. But yeah, the Sioux definitely have the numbers advantage, I would guess here. Should be okay in this war. Texas, California, still nothing really going on. I don't know who's... California should be doing better than Texas over time. But I guess Austin's pretty big, so maybe not. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. 5, 18, 25, 35 up against 25, 29. Yeah, California should be a little bit better. They also have the Barringer Crater. That's an extra free science. I mean, I'm sure they look like they're a bit... I mean, they're more in the desert, but I feel like the river did help there. So there you go. Biggest militaries. Korea with quite a big lead there. About 20% lead. 25% from the Sioux. 20% for them. Maths. The Sioux in second. Spain actually in third at the moment. The Huns and Russia then fourth and fifth. Very close. Actually, there's a little bit of a gap. About 2,000 gap. The Aztecs then in sixth. Germany still up there in seventh. Some of the Europeans have dropped away. Rome and France no longer up there. I think Britain was even in the top 10 last time we saw this list. Aztecs, Germany, Shoshone 8th. So there you go. There's still a chance, but it is going to be tough. Egypt and Rhodesia. But that will be it for this episode. So as always, if you have enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. We're a couple of episodes away from looking at the info addicts as well. So that will be quite exciting. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you in the next one.